I came across one TikTok by somebody who was talking positively about the Blink imprint's marketing because they said that YA now is very different than what it was 20 years ago, with the implication that the YA 20 years ago was less graphic or less edgy, less envelope pushing. This is not necessarily about calling out this particular person, because I do think that they are not alone in this idea that's floating out there that the YA back then was different or better or more appropriate. I mean, it feeds into this general way that we have of going like, well, things are bad now, things are worse now, but back then it was better. But that's just not true. The YA 20 years ago was not less graphic or less explicit. The category started developing in the 1960s with one of the first recognized YA books being S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders, which is a dark book about a gang of greasers. In 1970, we got Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret by the iconic Judy Blume, which included discussing things like self-pleasure, periods, teen sex, and birth control. The Chocolate War by Robert Cormier, which I read in the late 1990s in my sophomore English class. That was published in 1974. Annie on My Mind by Nancy Garden, that was 1982. Tamora Pierce's Song of the Lioness series that started coming out in the 80s, a fantasy series that dealt with things like sex, menstruation, and gender fluidity. And if you go back 20 years ago, you're looking at the early 2000s, you had authors like Laurie Halsey Anderson, Ellen Hopkins, Walter Dean Myers, Jacqueline Woodson, Sarah Dessen. You had scandalous series like the Vampire Academy series, Internet Girls, the Gossip Girl series. YA has always had challenging content because teens live in this world and they have these experiences, and their books should reflect that. I came across one TikTok by somebody who was talking positively about the Blink imprint's marketing